Your Nissan has 130,000 miles on it. It doesn't slip. But somewhere between 25 and 45 miles an hour, there's a shudder that wasn't there last year, and you've been telling yourself it's the road. The dealer told you the fluid was sealed for life. A shop across town told you to change it yesterday. Your owner's manual says something different from both, and the number you're afraid of is $7,000. I'm not selling you anything. No product, no affiliate link, no additive. What this video actually is about is saving you headaches and money. Here are the 5 habits that kill these transmissions, ending with the one that does more damage than the first 4 put together. And if you're already past 120,000 miles on fluid that's never once been changed, stay to the end. I'm answering that exact question, and the honest answer isn't what most videos will tell you. First though, if a service advisor told you this transmission was sealed for life and you believed him, you did nothing wrong. You asked the person you were supposed to ask, and he gave you the answer his employer gave him. And if you're piecing this together alone, if the person in your family who used to handle the cars isn't around anymore, and it's you at that counter now, you're in the right place. What I want you walking away with isn't a fixed car, it's leverage. 30 seconds on what's in there, because it isn't what most people picture. A conventional automatic has fixed gears, steel teeth that lock together, strong, forgiving, hard to hurt. Your CVT has none of that. 2 cone-shaped pulleys and a steel belt between them. And here's the part almost nobody knows. That belt doesn't pull. It pushes. Hundreds of small steel elements stacked face to face like a roll of coins, held in a loop by thin steel bands, compressing against each other to push the load. Hold a stack of quarters between your finger and thumb and push it across a table. Squeeze hard, and it moves like one solid bar. Ease off slightly, and it buckles and scatters. That's your transmission. Every second you drive, what's doing the squeezing is hydraulic pressure, and that comes from a pump moving fluid. So every habit on this list does one of 3 things: drops the pressure, adds heat, or spikes the load faster than the pressure can respond. 2 exceptions. Subaru's Linertronic uses a chain, not a belt, but chain doesn't mean immune. Bulletin 16-107-17R double it. Subaru's CVT warranty to 10 years or 100,000 miles. Nobody does that out of generosity. And if you drive a Toyota or Lexus hybrid, yours is a different animal. An eCVT, no belt, no pulleys, outstanding record. Most of this doesn't apply to you, and I'd rather say so than waste your time. Everybody else, Rogue, Altima, Sentra, Murano, Pathfinder, Honda CR-V, and Civic, Outback and Forester, Mitsubishi Outlander, this is your transmission. And if yours is doing something right now, a shudder, a whine, a flare in the RPMs, drop it in the comments with your mileage. I'll tell you which number it points at. I read every one. Habit number 5, getting it towed the wrong way. Engine off means the pump isn't turning. No pump, no pressure, no lubrication. And here's the part most videos get exactly backwards, so listen close. On a front-wheel drive Nissan, Altima, Sentra, front-drive Rogue, the transmission is connected to the front wheels. The front wheels have to come off the ground. Front end lifted, or front wheels on dollies, rear wheels rolling on pavement, that's fine. Those rear wheels aren't connected to anything. Flip it, rear lifted, front wheels dragging down the highway, and you're spinning the internals bone dry the whole way there. All-wheel drive, an AWD Rogue or Pathfinder, no partial answer. Flatbed, all 4 wheels up every time. Say it to the driver before he hooks up, not after. Habit number 4, your radiator is your transmission cooler. This one's different from every other number because it isn't something you did. Your transmission is cooled by your radiator, not near it, by it. On a lot of these, there's a heat exchanger inside the radiator's end tank or bolted straight to it, and your fluid runs through it every time the engine turns. So think about what that means. A radiator face packed with cottonwood seed, a cooling fan that quit 8 months ago and you never noticed because the gauge still reads normal in town. None of that shows up as an engine problem or turns on a light. It shows up as transmission fluid running hotter than it was designed to, every mile, for years. Nobody told you this, and it isn't your fault. It's invisible by design. Open your owner's manual. Radiator service is filed under cooling, transmission service under driveline, and the two sections never once mention each other. And this isn't theoretical. Nissan already proved it, and it cost people their transmissions. On the 2005 through 2010 Pathfinder, Frontier, and Xterra, the transmission cooler was built into the radiator and the barrier between the two circuits failed. Coolant got into the transmission fluid. Owners called it the strawberry milkshake of death, and once it happened, the transmission was finished. Nissan's response in October of 2010 was to extend the radiator warranty from 3 years or 36,000 miles to 8 years or 80,000. Not a recall, a warranty extension on the radiator. Now, this is where a lot of channels would blur the line and hope you don't notice. Those trucks had conventional 5-speed automatics, not CVTs. That specific failure is not your Rogue's failure, but the principle is the same. Your radiator and your transmission share a wall, and when the cooling side gets neglected, the transmission pays. Here's how you check yours this afternoon for free. Take a flashlight and look through the radiator from the engine side toward the front of the car. You should see daylight. If you're looking at a wall of packed debris, that's your answer, and a garden hose from the backside fixes it. Start it cold and let it idle to operating temperature. The fan should kick on. If it never does, that's your answer. Go do the flashlight test today and tell me what you find. 90 seconds, and I'd bet a third of you find something. Habit number 3, ignoring what it's already telling you. This one cost people more than anything else on the list, and it's where catching it early is almost always cheap. A shudder under light acceleration is the belt-losing grip. RPMS, that bounce or hunt at steady cruise, means clamping pressure is struggling. A delay between putting it in gear and feeling it engage is a pressure problem. A burnt smell means the fluid is breaking down. That one is not a maybe. The window is narrow. Caught early, most are a fluid service. Left alone, they become damage that costs more than the car is worth. Now the honest part. Not everything that feels like a slipping transmission is the transmission. A misfire feels like that. A dirty throttle body feels like that. Sometimes it's a software update and nothing more. Rule out the cheap stuff first. Don't let anybody sell you a transmission because you've got a bad coil pack. But when it really is the transmission talking, don't wait. Habit number 2, getting the service done, but done wrong. Getting the fluid changed is only half the job. Done wrong, you're worse off than if you'd left it alone. Wrong fluid first. CVT fluid is not automatic transmission fluid. They look identical and behave nothing alike, and conventional automatic transmission fluid will not let the belt grip. And Nissan NS2 and NS3 are not the same fluid and are not interchangeable. Which one you need depends on your model year, so don't buy NS3 because a video told you NS3. Look up your year. Honda takes HCF2, Subaru has its own, then the part nobody mentions. A drain and fill gets about 4 quarts out. Total capacity is around 8 quarts, so one replaces roughly half of what's in there, and the rest keeps circulating. One isn't a service, one is a start. And flush versus drain and fill, the most argued about thing in the whole subject, and anybody who tells you it's settled is selling something. One side says a high-pressure flush on a neglected transmission dislodges years of debris and drives it somewhere it doesn't belong. The other says flushes take the blame for failures already coming. Nobody's proven it cleanly either way. The conservative path is a staged drain and fill. Drain, refill. Drive a while. Repeat. Each round dilutes further, and it can't do the thing everybody's afraid of. And who does it matters as much as how. You don't need a dealer, you need a shop that's actually done this, and one question finds them. Ask, do you have a scan tool that reads CVT fluid temperature, and can you do the relearn afterward? The level on these isn't set by a dipstick, it's set by temperature, engine running, through a service plug on the case. A shop that fills it cold just set your level wrong, and wrong level means wrong pressure. Additives aren't the answer either. If your transmission needs help, the answer is the right fluid and somebody who's done this before, not a bottle off a shelf. And habit number 1, never changing it at all. Nissan put Jotco-built CVTs into the Altima, Sentra, Versa, Rogue, Murano, Maxima, and Pathfinder, and an enormous number of owners were told the fluid never needed touching. Now go find the maintenance schedule in your owner's manual. On most of these, there is an interval in there, buried in the severe use column. And severe use is defined so broadly that stop-and-go traffic and short trips both qualify, which is to say, most of you. So the manual gave you an interval, and the service department said there wasn't one. Same company, two answers, and you eat the difference. Here's what sealed for life functionally amounts to. Not that the fluid lasts as long as the car, that it lasts as long as the transmission is their problem, which is the warranty period. If it fails at 110,000 miles, it made it by that definition. That's my read of the phrase, not a definition any manufacturer publishes. But look at what actually happened. Nissan has settled multiple class actions over these transmissions, covering the Rogue, Pathfinder, Altima, Sentra, Versa, Murano, and Maxima across model years 2014 through 2019. In case after case, the remedy was the same. Nissan extended the powertrain warranty on the transmission from 60 months or 60,000 miles out to 84 months or 84,000 miles. Sit with that a second. 84 months is 7 years. The newest vehicle in any of those settlements is a 2018, which means for essentially everyone watching this, that coverage has already run out. The remedy expired before most owners heard it existed. I'm not telling you that to make you angry. I'm telling you because it settles the argument about whether these transmissions needed maintenance. A company does not extend a warranty on a component that was fine, and you shouldn't take my word for any of it. Here's how you see it on your own car. Pull the drain plug and look at the magnet. It's magnetic for a reason. It catches the steel your belt sheds when it slips. A service transmission has a magnet with a light film on it. One that's never been touched at 130,000 comes out furred with gray paste. That paste is your transmission, and it used to be inside it. And look at what came out. Nissan's fluid goes in a clear blue. Hold a jar of that next to what drains out of a neglected one, and you won't need me to tell you which is which. A drain plug, a light, 30 seconds. Now the question I promised you at the top. You're at 140,000 miles, the fluid's never been changed, and every video you've watched has either said change it immediately or never touch it. Both camps are real, and both have people who've been burned. Here's what I'd do. I'd pull the drain plug and look at that magnet before deciding anything. Not because it gives you a yes or a no, but because it tells you which conversation you're in. A light film means you have room to work with. A magnet packed with paste means the wear already happened, and no fluid change reverses it. At that point, you're managing a transmission on borrowed time, which is a different question. If it looks workable, I'd do a single drain and fill with the correct fluid, drive a few hundred miles, and pay attention, not a flush. If it improves or holds steady, do another in a few thousand. If it gets worse, you've learned something important, cheaply. What I wouldn't do is let anybody put a machine on it at that mileage without that conversation first. And I won't promise it saves the transmission. Sometimes the damage is done and you caught it late. I'd rather tell you that than sell you a miracle. The math is simple. A drain and fill takes about 4 quarts, and Nissan fluid runs about $20 a quart at the counter, less online. Call it $90 in your own driveway, or $180 to $230 at a dealer. A replacement runs $4,000 to $7,000, which on an older car is more than the whole vehicle is worth. $90 every 25,000 miles against 7,000 once. That's not a hard decision. It's only hard when nobody tells you it's a decision at all. Let me close with the thing most videos on this subject won't say. CVTs are not junk. There are Rogues and Outbacks out there past 200,000 miles running fine. They're not worse transmissions. They're less forgiving ones. Clean fluid, correct pressure, no heat, and they hold up. Your Nissan isn't a bad car. In an enormous number of cases, it's a good transmission that was never serviced because somebody told you it didn't need to be. So pick one habit off this list and do it this week. And if you only do one thing, go pull the drain plug and look at that magnet. It costs you nothing, and it'll tell you more than anything I've said today. Sealed for Life was never a maintenance schedule. It was a marketing line. One last thing. Tell me what you drive. Year, model, miles on it. I read every one and answer as many as I can. And honestly, it's the best part of doing this. All 5 habits are in the pinned comment, so you don't have to take notes.